So in this video, we are going to be simplifying expressions. So let's talk for a minute about what that means. To simplify in algebra really just means find the answer. That's in essence all it means. So we're finding the answer to an expression. Remember that an expression sign does not have an equal sign. Okay, so if I say 1 plus 2 and there's no equal sign, that's an expression. Okay, so we might have something like this. Okay, that's an expression. There's no equal sign. And so when it says to simplify an expression, it just means find the answer to this. Now, how do I find the answer to this? That is where I use my order of operations, my PEMDAS. Okay. Remember, P stands for parentheses, brackets, and braces. Okay, they always come first. No matter what operation is inside them, they always come first. E is for exponents, which we don't do in 5th grade. You'll do those in 6th grade. Remember that multiplication and division are together. We always look at both of them and we go from left to right. So multiplication and division is one step. And then the same thing for addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction, we always look for both and we go from left to right. So in this problem, I would do parentheses first. So 4 minus 7 would be first. Okay. And then I have division, multiplication, and addition. Well, because I have both multiplication and division, I go from left to right. So for this problem, division would be first, multiplication would be last, and then finally I would add whatever my answer to 4 minus 7 was. Okay, that's simplifying expressions. You're finding the answer to a number sentence that doesn't have an equal sign. So that being said, I'm going to do a few following PEMDAS. We did this yesterday, so it's not new. Okay, it's just a practice of what we did yesterday. So the first expression that we're going to use is 8 plus 14 divided by 2 minus, in parentheses, 3 minus 1. All right, so I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 operations. So I'm going to follow my PEMDAS. Sometimes it helps if you write your letters off to the side, and as you do them, you can cross them out. And I always like to write this left to right symbol as a reminder that if I have both, I always go left to right. So I know parentheses have to come first. So that means 3 minus 1 is first. Well, 3 minus 1 is 2. Now I have to rewrite everything I did not use. So I did not use any of these numbers or operations. Okay, notice I didn't use this yet as part of my 3 minus 1. I used this operation, but not this one. Now I can cross off my P because I'm done with the parentheses and there are no more. I cross off my E because that's exponents and that's 6th grade. So next I want to look at multiplication and division. Okay, I'm looking to see, do I have them both? Well, I don't. I have 1. There's no multiplication, so I don't worry about that, but there is division. So that means this 14 divided by 2 is what comes next. So I know 14 divided by 2 is 7. And I want to rewrite everything I did not use yet. And I can cross off multiplication and division. Now, I'm looking for addition and subtraction. I see that I have them both, but when I have them both, I have to go left to right. So I'm going to do this addition first, not because addition always comes before subtraction, because that's not true. That just so happened that in this problem, addition was on the left, so we're doing that first. So 8 plus 7 is 15, and then rewrite what I didn't use yet. And so 15 minus 2 is 13. Now, it's a good practice that when you get to that final answer that you circle it or put a box around it somehow like that so that you know that that is your final answer. Okay? So I'm going to erase all of that. We're going to do another one. Once you start to get the hang of order of operations, it's actually kind of fun. It's fun to find that answer and know that you can find it pretty quickly most of the time. So this one is going to be a little challenging. I'm going to throw you in there and see what you think of this one. Now, I don't want you to get confused, okay? Remember that parentheses and brackets and braces all mean the same thing. So I see I have parentheses and I also have brackets. If I have both, parentheses will be first, okay? So in this case, this 100 plus 100, that's actually going to have to go like at the very end. I'll add that 100 at the very end. I have to do all this first. Parentheses is going to come first. So 6 minus 1 is 5. I rewrite everything I haven't used. I have not used this bracket yet, or the 7, or the multiplication. I did use the parentheses in my 6 minus 5, so I don't have parentheses around the 5, but I do need this bracket. And then, of course, the plus 100. So I use the parentheses, but I still have the brackets. Brackets come next. Okay, so 7 times 5 is 35. Well, within that 7 times 5, I also used the brackets, so those are gone now. So the only thing left is plus 100. Well, at that point, I only have one operation left, so it's obviously 35 plus 100, which is 135. So in this case, really, this was my only operation, or not operation, but my only step that I really needed, okay? If I have both, parentheses is first, and then brackets. If I have all three, it's in this order, parentheses, brackets, braces. Now, normally in 5th grade, we probably won't see a lot of braces, if any, because we tend to mostly do parentheses and then sometimes these braces like this, okay? So let's do one more. Give you a real easy one this time. 17 plus 4 times 3. Okay, so only 2 operations this time. Well, I'm looking over here. I don't have any parentheses. In fact, I'm going to write this out just to make sure. So I don't have parentheses. Exponents are 6th grade. I now look for multiplication and division. Well, I don't have both. I just have multiplication. So that comes next, 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. And then I write what is left. Well, again, at this point, when you are left with only one operation, I mean, you can go over here and start crossing stuff off, but if there's only one operation, then that's the one you do. So 17 plus 12, doing that mentally, is 29. And that is how you simplify expressions.